Howdy folks, Seth Pollack here with Bright Side of the Sun and SB Nation Arizona. We're going to talk a little Steve Nash trade rumors again. The latest team reportedly interested in Steve Nash is the Portland Trail Blazers. This actually isn't anything new. The Blazers have been reportedly interested in Steve Nash for the last couple of years. I really don't understand why. I don't think he's a good fit there. I don't see this deal getting done by the trade deadline because really no team values Steve Nash the way the Suns do. Steve is the face of the franchise. He is the identity of this team, and the Suns think that they can re-sign him after this season when he's a free agent to be the guy to lead this team into the future, and to really, one of the important things is to teach the young players how to play basketball the right way. I don't see the Blazers offering enough to get this deal done. Curious what my friend Dave from Blazers Edge has to say about this. Dave, I apologize for squinting. It's really bright here. The sun's shining right in my eyes. I hope it's sunny where you are.
Sunny? Seth, I'm a blogger, and it's always dark in Mama's basement. As for why the Blazers would covet Steve Nash right now, they need a point guard who can shoot like a hippie needs a haircut. Nash has good three-point range, he can shoot coming off the screen, he knows how, when, and where to pass, and as you've identified, he makes everybody around him better. Those are all qualities that the Blazers would love to have at the one. The problem is, as you've identified, he's your franchise player, and he's making $11.7 million on an expiring contract, so it's not like the Suns are going to save money by trading him. What in the world could the Blazers offer that would make Phoenix pull the trigger on this deal? I'm open to suggestions. The ball's in your court.
Hey Dave, I'm down here in my basement, so you'd be comfortable when I spring this news on you. I think the one player that I would want to see in a deal for Steve Nash would be Nick Batum. I love Nick Batum. I don't know why the Blazers would give up on him. Of course, he's a restricted free agent. Right now, they hold his rights. The Suns would love to have him. I don't know that the Suns would accept Nick Batum, and of course, the salaries don't match, so you throw in a Raymond Felton. Nobody up in Portland would mind that right now. Still, answer me this question, Dave. Do you really think that Steve Nash would work in a Nate McMillan system? Steve Nash needs to have the ball in his hands all the time. He does not play great defense, although it's a little better than people think. Still, I just don't see him fitting in Portland. I don't see him fitting under the thumb, the oppressive thumb of Nate McMillan. Explain that to me, Dave.
If Nate McMillan could get his hands on Steve Nash right now, he'd polish up that oppressive thumb, get it manicured, and give the big thumbs up to Phoenix's point guard. Part of Nate's reputation for being point guard unfriendly has come because of the personnel on this team. Brandon Roy, when he was healthy, handled the ball all the time, leaving little room for point guards to create. Since then, Andre Miller got a lot of leash, and Raymond Felton has shown he doesn't deserve his. Somebody with Nash's creative dribbling ability would be a sight for sore eyes here. If nothing else, consider how few other Blazers have any handles at all. Wesley Matthews has 0. Gerald Wallace, not much. Nicholas Batum, sometimes. LaMarcus Aldridge is so-so. Marcus Camby has good handles for a center, but that's like saying someone's pretty smart for having graduated from Arizona State. If Nash actually came here, he would be embraced and get all the freedom he needed in order to succeed. That said, Nicholas Batum is a pretty high asking price from Portland's perspective. He's considered part of the core of this team in the future, and even with Nash in the fold, the Blazers probably don't make the finals in the next couple of years. That means Portland would be unwilling to risk 3 or 4 years from now for a feudal present. However, you could probably name any combination of players other than LaMarcus Aldridge and Nicholas Batum, and we'd have a deal. Who exactly do Suns fans think they can get for Nash? I'm a little curious about that.
Dave, did you really have to go there with the ASU crack? I mean, come on. Aren't we sad enough as it is? All right, so to answer your question, I don't think the Suns would get much at all for Steve Nash. They waited to this point. He's an expiring contract. There's just a couple months left in the season, and then he's going to be a free agent. That's why I don't think a deal gets done. The Suns would want a lot for him. Teams aren't going to give up much for him. At the end of the day, no deal. And Dave, that's a great hat.
Hey, I got to wear a lid to keep up with that Arizona fro, bro. But sadly, it looks like there will be no deal between our two teams, at least not if you and I are the barometer. I guess if Phoenix were close enough to contending to be able to value the players the Blazers want to offer, they wouldn't be looking to trade Steve Nash in the first place. And the Blazers aren't close enough to contending to be able to take Nash in return for one of their young players without also getting something that's going to help them down the road. So it looks like this deal is off, at least for now. But hey, it's been fun, and I look forward to talking to you again when our two two teams meet in April.